We're recording. See if
Okay. I'll call this meeting to order. It's the Ordinance Subcommittee meeting. Can we stand for the pledge, please? Pledge allegiance
To the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a roll call.
Anthony DeBona,
Here.
Robert DeCina,
Present.
Ken Demers.
Here.
Denise Russ.
Here. Okay, so we're gonna have a general discussion right now regarding the current, well, what's not currently the noise ordinance, but what we're proposing to be a potential noise ordinance. And just have a general discussion about Watertown Code of Ordinances, section 12-3 and section 12-35. We did today receive a letter from Attorney Fitzpatrick regarding a proposed noise ordinance. And my understanding is that this is consistent with DEP's regulations. And I just like our town manager, Mr. Ramo, to just comment on, where we think that, the purpose of this meeting is and maybe where we go from here.
So I just wanted to go over what's in your packet, what we included, and Denise, you're new to this committee, so I thought it would be important for us to bring you up to speed before we actually took any action. So you had a fair, understanding of what's going on already. So in the packet, you have a copy of the actual Article 2 of the noise ordinance, which includes all the appropriate sections that will go along with that. You have the minutes from the special meeting, May 25th, where the ordinance subcommittee actually began discussions on this topic, and then it was decided to go to the full council to hear it. And we provided you with the minutes of that reflect that public testimony when we had our public hearing. You have all that in the package. We do have in there a draft ordinance, which was worked on with Chief Berniger, our police chief, and our land use coordinator, Mark Prasad. He worked with, originally it started working with our town attorney, Paul Jessel. And if you remember, Mr. Jessel recused himself and we took on Attorney Fitzpatrick out of Naugatuck. So Attorney Fitzpatrick took on this information and he formed a draft ordinance, which is also included in your packet tonight. Attorney Fitzpatrick could not be here, so I asked him to write a letter explaining why and how he culminated this information into that draft ordinance for your reading. And again, the re-engagement of this committee is to review the information that's already been had. And I would say that there are, over the last couple of days, we were going over our documents that we received. So my office is going to prepare a further package for you to look at what information that our police chief received, Mark Prasad received, some of the communications that we had back and forth with our citizens, so that you could have a better understanding of actually how we got to where we are. So we'll prepare that package and get it to you over the next few days. We'll provide that to everybody. And then at the last, I would just make a suggestion that another date to where we could have a meeting where we can have public participation, so that you can again get some input from the public, so as you move forward to make decisions, you're better informed. That's kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think it's important that for our next meeting, we have public participation. And I don't think that we should vote on anything, to send to the council right now with this proposed noise ordinance. And then perhaps Attorney Fitzpatrick could be available either in person or by phone for that meeting.
Yes, we'll definitely have him here, because I'm sure there'll be questions that you as subcommittee members may want to ask. He is available tonight. If we could try to reach him by cell phone, if needing it tonight, but I think planning and moving forward would probably be the best practice.
Yeah, and just, briefly, in my review of this proposed noise ordinance, it appears to be consistent with what was approved by DEP. Not saying that we shouldn't make modifications in our review of it, but it's something that's consistent, and it presumably it would be approved by them, considering it's consistent with it. But does anyone, any comment?
Just one comment. I'm glad you're gonna wait until the next meeting because we got this afternoon and I started to read it right before I had dinner and I was falling asleep. So I need to go through it.
Yeah, I think we all do, so we can gather our comments and questions, and the public can also review this.
Is it going to be on the website for them all, for them to see it before the night of public participation? Or are they
All
going
the
to?
documents?
No, this ordinance. Are they going to be able to see it before the meeting, scheduled meeting?
Yeah, we'll make this part of the package. What's fair is fair. They should be.
No, I
should see.
don't, I meant the whole public, if people come, not just the council or whatever. Will this be somewheres on the website where they could read it before that night?
Yeah, it'll be part of the package. At the next meeting, we'll prepare a package for you. That'll be on the website for them to view.
Yeah, and this just to reiterate, this hasn't been recommended by us yet. It's just a preliminary for our review. The
Right.
public should be aware of that as well for our next subcommittee meeting.
What I'm thinking is if it's public, they can speak on it and they get it that night, they're gonna say, I don't have time to read it, if we handed it to them.
If you can choose a date tonight, we'll get this posted relatively quickly.
Do you have any proposed dates
I
or?
do. I mean, the 21st is the soonest date that we could probably fit this in, but if we look at the February 24th, 28th, or March 1st, if you need to go further out, I can get further dates.
I think if maybe we have a calendar.
What do we typically meet on a Wednesday?
I tried to choose days that were open, so if we did have a large group attend, that we could use the council chambers, so.
In the package that we got today, that I was able to review very well and examine the agenda for tonight was included. On the minutes from our last meeting, it was dealt with at length. The public was there, questions were answered, the minutes that we're going to have to approve from the last meeting. And Denise could probably review those that are in the package
Yeah, I
from
have
the
it
meeting
here.
back then. There's a lot of explanation there.
Okay,
Thank you.
I will.
So the 24th is a Thursday, next Thursday, then the 28th is the following Monday. And then March 1st would be that following Monday, I think.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I can't do Tuesday, March 1st.
Okay,
I could probably do that February 24th. Is that what, maybe we need a little more time to digest this?
sure. I mean, we could push it out as far as you want. I figured to give you some choices and then we can go from there.
To the chair again.
Yeah,
When is the next council meeting? Is scheduled.
So we have we have the 22nd coming this Tuesday, then we have March 7th and March 21st.
Why don't my suggestion would be then, through the chair again,
yeah.
we do it in between the two council meetings.
Yeah, I
The
think.
7th and the 21st, somewhere in that ground. We then have at least 3 weeks to review it, come up with our suggestions. We have to publicize it, advertise it. It's going to be a special meeting. It's
Great idea.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Does that work that'll be?
I'm gonna go check.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't want to delay this too far, because if we are going to come up with something, I mean, as the weather starts to get better, something that, can be followed by our businesses. Just keeping that in mind. I mean, I don't want to push this out forever, but
no,
So you want it somewhere in this week of the 14th?
I think, you were
I'm
thinking
sorry.
next week?
no,
We're
we're
thinking,
thinking next month.
we're thinking next month.
So
Yeah.
week of the 7th.
the week of the 7th, maybe? Do we have a council meeting on that?
You have a council meeting on the 7th
We
and
have
the
it on the
21st.
maybe.
So,
So why not the 8th or 9th?
That's
Or
good.
somewhere in
The
there.
9th,
Very
maybe the
good.
9th?
all right, so I'll look at that week and then the following week of the 14th. That's the in between.
I think that's fine.
Prolong it.
Right, yeah.
Can I ask what days you were looking at again, March?
We were looking at the 8th and 9th, I think.
We're looking at the 9th or one day on the week of the 13th.
Okay.
The 9th is on a Wednesday, correct?
It's on a Wednesday.
That would be in conflict with the police commission meeting.
Okay, well.
I'm just saying it wouldn't matter. I'd have to be here, of course.
Yeah, so maybe Mark send us some proposed dates and we can come to an agreement sometime around then, though. Around that time.
The chair, again, just to throw this out for all of us on the subcommittee. I did notice something of interest and significance in there. It says that a citation would be issued
Mhm.
by the police department upon their investigation. Either they go to the location where the noise is coming from and issue, that's not a word that's really used. It's summons and infraction. I think that would have to be specified. And also that the hearing officer, citation could be anything. A written warning, it could be a ticket. The proper term would be infraction or misdemeanor summons. We don't want to make it a misdemeanor summons, throwing this out through the chair again, because if somebody refuses to sign the ticket, then they'd have to be taken into custody, it would become a custodial offense, which we don't want to see, my opinion.
Well, the proposed section 1243 deals with that, so we could review that and if we need.
Yes,
to
sir.
make
Just
the-
right here.
So we make sure we pick up on that. Thank you.
I circled it, Herm.
Thank you.
And may I ask a couple of questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, on the first page, 12-35. For the residential and single and that, it says daytime hours between 7 AM and 9:30 PM, Monday through Sunday. Saturday. And nighttime hours, all other hours not listed above are nighttime hours. What's nighttime? There's no cutoff. I mean, 9:30 is Monday through Saturday. But if, like you said, Crestbrook or Hawk Ridge is having a wedding or the music on Friday nights, it's not gonna stop at 9:30.
Well, that's what we have to discuss, right? So nighttime hours would be 9:31 PM through 6:59 AM. That's just how that's how it's proposed anyway.
Okay, so this is just to look at and review right now, and then when we come back, we'll come back with suggestions.
Yeah, my understanding, this is how DEP has it.
Right.
Not saying we can't make reasonable modifications, but I'm just telling you what this is
Right,
largely what they have approved, and they will have to approve our ordinance.
okay.
But we could still make changes if we need to.
Amend it, add to it.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a work in progress.
Absolutely, yeah.
okay. So that's what I thought we were gonna be doing tonight, was discussing it. I didn't realize.
Well, I think we haven't had, sufficient time, as Ken said, so we definitely wanted to have a meeting to get everything moving because we want to make sure that we're addressing this and we're not, just avoiding it or delaying it.
We did have a lot of public interest, so we want to make sure they have time to know that we're having this meeting. Everybody fair shot at
Right,
restating their position. The two dates that I see available are the 14th and 15th. That week of the 7th, it's pretty booked for us to have the council changes. The only thing is the 14th is a Monday. That's the Public Works Subcommittee meeting night. Which both of you sit on, so probably the 15th may be the.
I make a motion again. If it had to be the 14th, it would be doable, providing we went back to the original schedule of the Public Works Subcommittee that we were meeting at 5, as suggested by your Director of Public Works. We could have a brief meeting Public Works, and then go right to this week. It could be.
This meeting's always at 6:30.
You could make it whatever you want.
And we could do whatever we need to.
Yeah.
Whatever is convenient for, we could
Through
even
the
meet
chair again.
earlier if that's,
Here again,
I won't mind seeing.
could we make it at least 6 subcommittee meetings, maybe even further? Does anybody on the subcommittee have a problem being here for 6?
And what day is that?
Any day we do have our subcommittee meeting.
The second week on Wednesday, I have housing authority. That's it.
This will be a Tuesday, the 15th.
I
Okay.
think Tuesdays usually are not good for us.
That's good.
Tuesday's not good for you.
Usually not, yeah.
If you want to choose the 14th, we could work on moving the subcommittee, Public Works Subcommittee to adjust to this schedule if you choose.
Sure, we could do that.
Or I could even probably meet earlier on the 14th if we want to meet at 5:30 or,
Why don't we stick to the 6 o'clock for the ordinance? And we already talked about changing the Public Works meeting to 5.
Okay,
So we'll make sure we do it in under an hour.
okay,
It's not a problem.
okay, so I'll work with Mr. Steven to change yours to 5.
Yeah.
And this one, we're gonna set the 14th at 6 o'clock. Correct?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's good.
Okay, and we'll get this posted so that, those in the public have
Perfect.
time to understand where we're going with this.
Anything else from the chair, from the town manager?
My marching orders.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anthony, good meeting.
Aye.
Good seeing you here. Denise.
Gonna have your grandkid's birthday party tomorrow off, so you can rush out of here.
Also